Praise Yah, the creator of the heavens and earth and everything on it, the self-sustaining one, the Holy One of Israel. Thank you for tuning in, the nation of Israel, and to all the other nations. And this video, this conversation, and pretty much like all conversations, right, is for the nation of Israel. And this one is dealing with infiltration groups and or groups or brothers and sisters, and particularly brothers who have woken up to understand that the teaching in the camps were false when it comes to Yahweh Shai, right? And then they're coming out to teach. And so that's pretty much what I'm going to be talking about, right? Having this conversation about. So before I get into it, let me just give you a little quick background for those who don't know. I used to go by Mr. Eddie Bay back in the day. We're talking, 12, 13, 14 years ago on YouTube and Pal Talk, as well as Abedya Israel. Abedya Israel, right? Those are names that most people know me by. And I've always been Yah only. I've never been any camp. Once I woke up to know that Christianity was false, I became Yah only. In 1997, I was taught that I was an Israelite by my auntie. So this was something that my family knew real early, before what we call the internet Israelites. And there's nothing wrong with being an internet Israelite, but what can happen is you can fall into these groups that's been set up by DARPA, RAND, the Jesuits, the Rosicrucians, etc., right? And so back in the day, there was no group that was Yahweh only, okay? Anyone who called on that name were in the camps and they believed in Yahweh Shai. There were never any groups or splinter groups who had came up out of the camps at that time that got rid of the idol but kept the name Yahweh Shai, or I'm sorry, Yahweh. Those who were Yah only used that name, Yah, right? And this is why they refer to us as Old Testament onlys or the Yahs or Yah onlys, is because this is the name we do find in the book. And so for one, let's start off here. You can't claim to be Yah only, right? And then use the name Yahweh. And we don't find that name not one time in the book. But we see the name Yah in the book. Simple as that. As well as we see his name in the prophets and in some of the governors commonly called kings of Israel. And so what it seems like we're having is it seems like we're having another infiltration of these splinter groups that have come out of these camps and realize that the camps have told them lies. And then they've come to say that they're Yah only and still call on the name Yahweh. Now, some of them have released that name and call on Yah, but then they have different doctrines that is not Yah only. Like a lot of them don't believe that you can have multiple wives. A lot of them don't believe that from dust you come from and dust you shall return. I'm not saying all of them. They're teaching right now up under the banner Yah only. And see, that's a false perception. That's deception. And this is why now we're looking at these groups with a magnifying glass, because it looks like they're just another infiltration group that's been spawned by the Jesuits, Rosicrucians, et cetera, right? I mean, they have the same MOs. They have the acronyms like the camps. They come out and teach outside like the camps. They carry the same energy as the camps. Have the same hatred for the so-called white man like the camps. And so these are red flags, right? And so these brothers must understand, like these new groups like GOZ, Israel Kingdoms of Saints, and all these other type of groups. These are groups of brothers who were in the camps just not too long ago. Were just preaching Yahweh Shai just not too long ago, right? We call one of the brothers from Israel Saints accounts. We call him just a week ago because it was just a week ago, literally, that he was teaching Yahweh Shai and trying to turn people to Yahweh Shai. But now he's saying that he's Yah only and teach up under that banner, and he's bringing in all type of witchcraft. See, and see, so this is what we're saying here. You brothers who are just waking up to know that it's Yah alone, you guys just came up out of the camp. You guys can't be coming up out here teaching. You guys still have to go through a debriefing period, right? You haven't been debriefed yet. Let Yah fully debrief you, because you still have that camp brisket smoke on you. And what I mean by that is, for example, you have a brother like that's coming from Israel's Kingdom of Saints, and he stopped believing in Yahweh Shai, and he confesses to be Yah only, but now he's bringing in witchcraft and telling people that you can't have multiple wives, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera, which is totally against the book, right? The words of Yah. I mean, he's gone out to literally say that Yah was a demon, was Satan. This is what this man has said. And this is a brother who just came out of the camps preaching Yahweh Shai, who's woken up to know that is Yah only, but now he's out here teaching, and he's teaching under the banner of Yah only, but he still have this camp brisket smoke on him with this witchcraft and all this other type of stuff that is not Yah only. Right? And so we're trying to figure out is this done deliberately? Or is this just by, accident, so to speak? Because like I said earlier, anyone that just came up out the camps, I don't think you should be teaching. You still need to be fully debriefed by the Most High, which means is let him fully give you the understanding of who he is, right? And you just learned who he was, and that he was one. I mean, for many years, you brothers who just woke up were preaching against brothers like myself, who was telling you guys years ago that it was Yah only, and you guys just now woke up, and you guys don't want to come up under the Yah only banner. You guys want to call up on Yahweh, which is a name that Ariah gave you, and then you guys want to call yourself teaching. You still have this camp brisket smoke on you, haven't been debriefed, and you leading Yah's people astray once again. So it just looked like some government agent, stuff going on. And you can't blame us that we look at it that way. At this point, the only thing that you guys should be doing is sharing your testimony, right, on how you guys came to know Yah. That's what you guys should be doing. You guys should be teaching the people on how you came to see that it was Yah and Yah alone. That's it. Anything else, I think, should be hands off for you guys until you're fully debriefed on what it is when it comes to really calling yourself Yah only. And we had the one brother from the Saints of Kingdom or Israel Kingdom of Saints coming out saying that this is the new Yah only, and that they have to remove the two guys, that's referring to myself and Eliah, right? But what do you mean the new thing? And so GOZ, are you guys supporting witchcraft that's coming up out of Israel Saints of Kingdom, Israel Kingdom of Saints right now? This brother Isaiah is bringing in witchcraft under the banner of Yah only. And I've seen members of your group in his live supporting him. But yet we'll get brothers, right, from this group who attack me because I put their name in the title, because I'm speaking to all of Israel and anyone who claims to be a camp, right? You want to get on me, but yet I don't see you getting on a brother who's out here teaching witchcraft and doing it under Yah only, that banner, which has never been done before. And this is another thing, which is a new phenomenon, right? These Yah only groups were different groups that have all these acronyms. That's something that's based off the camps. Look who's doing it. These brothers who's come up out of the camps and just woken up to know that it's Yah only. They want to carry that same camp energy, right, with these acronyms and these different groups, right? This is what they learn from the camps. See, when you're Yah only, you understand that we are a nation, not an organization, and you come up under the law of Yah. Groups like Israel Saints of Kingdoms or Israel Kingdom of Saints, and particularly the brother who speaks for Isaiah, is a bad example of what Yah only is. In GOC, all I'm asking is, brother, do you support that? Because I see you in the chat and I see you supporting the brother, but do you really support it? Because if you do, then I have no other choice than to look at you as an agent, as another group that's splintered out of these camps and that's been allowed to carry on with this madness to deceive Yah's people. You shouldn't be coming out against me because I put your name in the title. I speak to all Israel and been doing it since the time I've been on the internet. What you should be doing is getting at your brother that you support, right? And telling him that he's going off and he's going rogue, bringing in that witchcraft up under Yah only banner. That's what you should be doing. Now, the only reason why I can think you haven't done it yet, two reasons. Just haven't gotten around to it, or you support it. So my question is, brothers from GOC, do you support Israel Kingdom of Saints, particularly Isaiah, bringing in the witchcraft up under the Yah only's banner? Because over here, we do not stand for it. Not one bit. Okay? So for all those who are seeking Yah, seek Yah. And the way you do that is by reading his words and asking him for discernment of his words. Stop going into these groups, right? I don't care who they are. Israel, Kingdom of Saints, GOZ, Isupk, GMS, Iuic, SOT. I don't care. Stop going into these camps, Israel, because they're no good. We are a nation, not an organization. Any of these people that are asking for money, run, turn around and run fast, run quick and fast, right? If they're out there preaching hatred up under the Yah only banner, they do not represent the true Yah only. Simple as that. Because you know what? We over here with Yah only, we understand that it's our fault that we are in the situation that we are in, right? So-called white man was only used as a tool to whip our behinds. So you mean to tell me when you're getting whooped by your mother or your father and they're using that leather, they putting belt to behind, are you mad, right? Or going to deal with the belt? No, you're right. You deal with who's whipping you. You're mad at who's whipping you. You're trying to plead with who's whipping you. You're not mad at the belt. And so the so-called white man is only the belt that Yah used to whoop our behinds. And so we got to go to Yah and we have to deal with Yah, right? And the way we stop from getting our behinds whooped is by turning back to the law. But if we find any groups out here that are blaming the white man and want to bring war to the white man, I say run fast, run quick and fast, right? Turn to Yah. If they're asking for money, I say run quick and fast, turn from Yah. If they're telling you to participate in witchcraft and buy urums and buy crystals and try to communicate with different spirits and familiar spirits, I'd say turn away, run fast, turn to Yah. You see? See, the only way you would know those who serve Yah is by knowing Yah for yourself. And only way you know Yah for yourself is by reading his words and allowing him to give you discernment of his words. Then you shall know who serves Yah. Any other way, surely you'll be deceived. And especially at these times, because the government has spawned many groups, right, on this digital platform that cause Israel to go astray. So beware, Israel. Watch out for these new groups who claim to be Yah only. These groups that were never before coming in, calling themselves Yahweh only, right? A name that has witchcraft and black magic placed on it. A name that was brought in by High Priest Ariah. A name that Ariah said was a name for Jesus Christ. So even when you call on Yahweh and you say Yahweh only, you're only saying JC only. You're only saying that JC is the Father, which is a common thing now, especially on Clubhouse. A lot of people pushing that. So beware. Understand that we go by the name Yah, the God of Abraham, who brought us up out of Egypt, out of the land of slavery, right? Therefore, have no other gods before him. Okay? Iuic came out, which is one of the 7 heads of the camps, and said that they were told and sold out not to use the name Yah, but to use the name Yahweh, and that it had black magic placed on it. So these are not just my words that are saying this. This is the words of the elders, one of the elders of the camps that many follow. Whether you follow them because you actually are in the camps or you follow them through the internet, and I call your internet Israelite camp, and you mimic them. You may not be actually in the camps, but you in the camps through the internet, and so therefore you might have spawned your own group, or you might have been reached out. The Rosicrucian Jesuits might have reached out to you, right, and had you spawned a group, right, and funded you to push this madness that's going on in the nation of Israel. And this is why I'm saying that I'm calling Israel's saints of kingdom, particularly Isaiah, an agent. And GOZ, I'm asking, and I'm having you, and I'm looking at you through the microscope, and I'm asking you, are you a complicit agent? Are you complicit in this movement with Isaiah to bring in witchcraft under the banner of Yah only? You come out against me, will you come out and shame your brother for bringing witchcraft into the nation of Israel up under the Yah only banner? You see, the reason why I keep saying the Yah only banner is because, see, we just ran a campaign on how the camps were pretty much based off witchcraft, in the name Yahweh is based off witchcraft. And we ran a whole campaign bringing that out to the people. And we've never seen this new phenomena. And this is why the brother Isaiah came out and said this is the new Yah only. And this is why I'm saying this is a new thing, which is I agree to him, because we've never seen a brother who claimed to be Yah only support and bring out witchcraft and tell people to deal with witchcraft and necromance, et cetera, et cetera. This is a new phenomenon, right? And so, was he brought into the Yah only movement to infiltrate us, to taint us, to make it look like we also practicing witchcraft, like we brought out about the camps, to try to make the Yah only movement look bad? Because I will say they picked the right candidate, right? They picked the right guy for the job. Because if you were to look at him as an example of Yah only, man, that's trouble. That's terrible. He's a bad apple. Simple as that. Right? So us over here at Yah only, we do not claim that brother. And GOZ, We understand that you've woken up to know that it's Yah alone. And like I spoke to you, my brother, you know what I'm talking about. I'm not gonna say your name, but you know who you are. And we spoke on the phone, and I congratulated you and the other brothers who's woken up to know that it's Yah alone, and that's come out the camps to understand that, right? But I plead with you, brothers, and I urge you, brothers, not to really be out here teaching beyond that. Just tell people and let people know how you come to that understanding. But you guys are not qualified to teach. Let y'all fully debrief you. Okay? Many of you guys been in those camps. Many of you guys have that witchcraft energy placed upon you. Not saying all of you, but many of you. And we see that with Isaiah. Okay? So, all I'm saying is GOZ, do you support Israel Kingdom of Saints with this witchcraft? Because he's officially been labeled an agent working towards the nation of Israel, an agent working towards Yah Almighty. Your groups are new phenomenons. And I wouldn't understand why you guys will wake up to know that it's Yah only. And you guys have come across many brothers like myself, whether it's now and in this time or back in the future, back in the day, right? You guys have come across many of us, and we always have professed Yah only. Why would you guys come up out of the camps to know that it's one creator and been hearing about Yah only to come out now and preach Yahweh only? Do you guys do it because it's a new corridor that hasn't been touched and you think you can generate revenue and followers, right? And maybe what we call shortstop the people who's waking like you, and you shortstop them into the Yah only movement, right? And you get those people who's come up out the camps who believe what you believe and call on that name, but just drop the idol, and then you guys still, get money from them, and you guys still hold that whole camp energy. That's what it looks like. And so if you don't really work for the government and you really haven't sold out, like we know Isupk, GMS, IUIC, how those elders sold out. If you haven't sold out in that way, then you're just a smaller cockatrice that's doing the devil's work and still perpetuating the same thing that the camp's doing, just on a smaller level. And you're being the little devil, right? Because you're doing it for monetary purposes, and you're doing it for fame purposes, and you're not doing it, in truth, in righteousness, right? Because there's no way that you guys been hearing brothers like myself tell you that it's been Yah only, and if you guys wake up to know that it's Yah only, but then carry and know and then to know that your idol is false, but want to come up over here on this side and claim Yah only, but bring in that name Yahweh. Like I said, that's a new phenomenon. It's always been those who believed in Yahweh and Yahweh Shai, and those who believed in Yah only. These new groups that are Yahweh only is a new phenomenon. And I call it a second wave of infiltration by the Jesuit order. That's what I'm calling it, unless someone proves me wrong. Right? If you're about Yah and Yah only, you should be calling on Yah only. You should not be accepting any money. You should not be in the streets preaching hatred. You should not be out here with different groups, different acronyms, like we are organization or gang members. We are a nation. We are one people. We shouldn't have all these different color of fringes, which causes separation and which looks like the camps and have another camp symptom to it, right? The acronyms, the street teaching that brings hatred, the different colors of the fringes. These are all camp symptoms. And so you can't blame us that we're labeling you as camps in GOZ. I'm asking you, are you really here for truth and righteousness? Or are you here for infiltration like Brother Isaiah? Israel, beware. Peace.